The Galaxy S26 series has been making waves on the rumor mill for months now, and if you thought things were finally calming down, well, not quite. The leaks have only been ramping up lately, and the latest one gives us details on when exactly the phones are now expected to officially hit the market. Now, if you've followed Samsung's release cycle over the years, you'll know that the company has a pretty consistent pattern when it comes to its Galaxy S series launches. The flagship lineup usually arrives in the early part of the year, typically around late January or early February, and that schedule has been almost predictable for the last few generations. But for the next gen, the launch event is reportedly being pushed back a few weeks, possibly due to recent changes in its device lineup. You might remember that earlier this year, there were several reports claiming Samsung was preparing a major shakeup for its flagship lineup, replacing the regular base Galaxy S model with a new Galaxy S26 Pro and the Plus variant making way for the Galaxy S26 Edge. That was supposed to be the company's way of refreshing the naming structure and giving the lineup a new identity. But following the underwhelming sales of the recently launched Galaxy S25 Edge, Samsung seems to have had a change of heart, deciding to scrap those plans and return to its traditional Base, Plus and Ultra trio. Now, this last-minute pivot apparently caused some internal delays because Samsung had already begun aligning marketing, production and software optimization around the previous plan. Apparently, the company now need a bit more time to readjust everything, and that, according to reliable insider sources from South Korea, is what's behind the shift in schedule. So, what's the new date? Well, according to the latest leak, the Galaxy S26 series will be unveiled on February 25th, with market availability expected sometime in the second week of March. The Unpacked event will be held in San Francisco, which is actually quite symbolic. This will mark Samsung's first return to San Francisco for a Galaxy S series launch since the Galaxy S23 series. And interestingly, it's also the first time since 2018 that the company will debut a flagship S model in late February, the same date, in fact, that the Galaxy S9 series was unveiled. But there's more to it than nostalgia. You see, San Francisco has become the epicenter of AI innovation over the past few years, and since Samsung is going all in on AI with its new phones, the city makes a fitting backdrop for the big reveal. Interestingly, the same report mentions that while the supposedly cancelled Galaxy S26 Edge won't obviously make an appearance during the February event, it could potentially launch at a later date. Now, I advise you to take this bit with a healthy dose of salt, but you should know there's still a bit of uncertainty around the future of the Galaxy S26 Edge. Because Samsung had seemingly already wrapped up development of the device, reports like this believe there's still a chance they might just throw the device out there for a second shot at least. If true, then this would effectively be a repeat of what we saw earlier this year when Samsung unwrapped the traditional S25 trio in January, while the S25 Edge was launched in May. Either way, I'm keeping a very close eye on this, so if you don't want to miss any updates, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications on, because I'll be covering everything the moment it happens. Anyway, back to the confirmed S26 trio. We learned last month that Samsung is going back to its two-chip strategy for the entire lineup, including the Ultra. Early benchmarks for the Exynos variant actually look quite positive, though as always, the real test will come down to how it performs in day-to-day use. With that said, do consider subscribing to the channel for daily Samsung news and updates, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.